With the chart, the true space. If I want to help.
Oh, if I wanted to help, that's right. Did you do it?
Yes.
Excellent. Now, hold on a second. Guys, did you do your chart? If you wanted to help, what would you do?
No.
Nobody? Okay. America,
Yes.
send me your homework to my WhatsApp and I'll check it for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. So we'll continue with lesson, well, this is lesson day, but it doesn't matter. A bad influence. I don't know. A bad influence. What do you see in the picture, guys?
It's a video game?
A video game?
Yes.
Okay, it's a video game. What do you think about violence in the media? Violence in movies, TV shows, video games, music, etc. What do you think about it?
Well, there are bad influence for people, especially teenagers.
There are what?
Bad influence.
They are about the influence? Which of these statements about violence in the media do you agree with?
I think in my case is number one, it can make people aggressive.
Okay. So only one?
I agree with the number one too.
Okay. Please take a picture of the slide and let's go in sessions so you can share your answers with a classmate. So you will say the sentence you agree with, okay, number one or number two, three and four, and why.
Okay, sure.
All right, let's go.
The
Yeah,
small word.
Yeah, next. Hello, guys.
Okay.
Were you able to participate? Was
Yes.
everybody able to participate?
Yes, of course.
Very good. Thank you very much. So who can give me an opinion? Who wants to say something about this topic? Nobody.
Well,
Okay.
maybe for me, because, well, maybe for me it was something different than my other classmates, because I said that for me, and as far as I'm concerned, it is just harmless entertainment. The parents should teach their children that, well, in the future and now, that what is on the screen is not actually real. If you take what you watch on the screen to reality, well, that is where problems are. But as long as it's just part of an entertainment, is pretty much well,
Harmless.
just that, harmless. Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Somebody else want to say something?
In my group, we talk about that, and we said that when the children don't have a control of this became I forget the word, an addiction. It's a kind of addiction when doesn't have rules or time to play.
Okay. It could become addictive.
Yeah,
All right. So what do you think? It can make people aggressive?
yes,
Yes. It's harm it's harmful to children,
yeah,
harmless entertainment, or
yeah.
it should be banned.
Number one,
It can make people aggressive. Okay.
yes.
We have this small article about violence in video games. Now, read the article. I'll give you only 2 minutes to read it, okay? Only 2 minutes. And all you have to do is check which statement does the writer agree with. All right, time's up. Okay, guys, can you please tell me with which statement would the writer agree with? Number one, two, three, or four?
I think number three
Number
is
three, it's
harmful to
harmful to children.
children
Yeah. Why?
because they are young people and have control, and that kind of video games, violence and it influence to the bad things about bad behavior in the schools.
Okay. Only you? What about Armando, America, Claudia, Daniela,
I think
Jasmine,
I
Lorena,
agree
Zaira?
with the number two.
What?
I agree with the number two
No, it's not
because
what you agree with. What does the writer agree with? The writer of the article.
Well,
Okay.
the writer said that when we talk about television, actually would be number one. Children and teenagers, well, are like becoming more aggressive.
So what would he agree with?
I well, I think with number one,
Okay, the writer would agree with number one.
yes.
Yes. What does everybody else think?
With the
I agree with number one.
number two, with
No,
because
it's not what you agree with. Is what does
with
the
the
writer agree with?
I agree that the writer is agree with number one.
No,
That's what I
it's
agree
not, it's not what you
about.
agree with. Is what the writer agrees with. You can say, I think the writer agrees with.
I think the
Okay.
writer is agree with the number two.
The writer is agree is incorrect. Is agree is
Is
not
agree.
correct. This is incorrect. Let me check the question again. Let's check it so you can see it. Okay, on the top part of the screen, read the
The
article.
writer agree
Which
with.
statement in exercise A would the writer agree with? Would the writer agree with? When we use the model would, what do we use after would? No. After would, we use a verb. Would play, would eat, would buy, would think. So agree is not an adjective, it's a verb. And as with any verb, we use the auxiliary do, not the verb be. Okay, there. So what my question was, what does the writer agree with? Now, somebody said number one. We can say the sentence, I think a writer agrees with number. There. Now, what we have to do is ask and answer some questions according to the article. And this is very important. According to the article, I'm not asking for your opinion yet. Your opinion will be later. The first thing we have to do is analyze the article according to the article. What is most disturbing about violence in the media?
well, that games include extreme violence and killing. Well, at least for video games.
Can you repeat?
That um, that video games include extreme violence and killing.
Can you highlight it, please, in the article?
Sure.
No, that's not the answer.
I think what is most disturbing perhaps is that it's not just in adult entertainment.
Good, you found the answer, but what you said is incomplete. So,
It's on TV and the internet, movies, music, and the video games people play.
yes, can you complete your sentence? Just make one simple sentence as an answer.
Okay, according to the article, um, what is most disturbing? It's
Yeah,
on TV and the internet, in movies, music, and the video games people play.
close. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say,
Okay.
but let's see. What is most disturbing? Okay, that it's on children television. What can we say? What can we add? How to make it complete? To make it complete, all we have to do is say to or as well. Why do we add that? That will be extra um, words to replace not just an adult in adult entertainment. It's not just in adult entertainment. So that is what is most disturbing is that it's on children's television as well. Correct? All right, next question. What is the trend in video game design? Armando, you found this one.
Yeah, is the number of games that include extreme violence and killing.
Yes, that is simply like that. The number of games that include extreme violence and killing. That is the complete answer right there. What has greater influence than television?
Video games have a
Video
greater
games.
influence.
Yes, video games. What's the percentage of junior high school students familiar with violent video games?
80%.
of junior high
80%.
school students.
Now read for detail. Now let's read for detail. Where do these sentences fit in the article? Write the correct letters in the spaces. There is one extra sentence. So of all of this, one is not necessary. And we have to fit these guys in the article right here. Now, I'm gonna send you the screenshots of these two slides, and we're going to go in sessions so you guys can work in a classmate in session with your classmates. All right, let's go. Hello,
Hello.
are you finished?
Yes, we think so.
Yes.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Number one. What do you have for number one?
Letter D.
Yes.
Letter D.
Yes.
Okay. What do you have for number two?
Letter B, it could be.
Did you say letter B?
Letter A. I have another different answer. Letter A. Yes.
Okay.
I have letter E.
Okay. E. Good. Is that it? Or are there more answers? Is that it? Okay. Number three.
I have letter A.
What else do you ladies have?
Letter B.
Only? Okay. Next, number four.
Letter C.
Well, I have letter B.
Okay. So the first answer is letter D. This is good. Number two, it's actually D. I'm sorry, what did I say? E. Okay. Number three, letter A. And number four is letter B. And the extra one is letter C. Would you like to write these answers down on your book or notebook?
Yes, teacher.
Tell me when you're ready, please.
I'm ready.
Next, focus on vocabulary, formal expressions. Find more formal ways in the article of expressing the underlined ideas. Write the number of words indicated. Number one, researchers have started looking at video games. The more formal way is 4 words in paragraph 2. Can you find it?
Have turned their attention.
Have turned their attention. Yes, but have again?
Have.
Again?
Have.
No, I'm not asking to repeat yourself. I'm asking if you repeat have again. What you're saying
Oh.
is the answer is have.
Sorry. Turn their attention.
So it's
Started.
That's only 3 words. It's missing something. It's missing 1 word, guys. What is it? Turn their attention. Okay.
To.
Turn their attention to. What about number 2? Some games have really bad 1 word paragraph 3.
Extreme.
Extreme. Okay. What about number 3?
Don't like.
All right, let's go in session so you guys can do this in Teams. Can you take a picture of the screen?
Yes.
Ready, teacher.
All right. Let's go in sessions.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Did you
teacher.
finish the exercise?
I think.
No yet.
No, you didn't finish? Well, let's see.
Oh my God.
Let's go in sessions so you can compare your answers. Okay, guys? Let's go in a larger group. You're going to go into larger groups and compare your answers, please. Hi, America.
Hi, teacher.
Okay. Let's see. What do you have for number 1? Researchers have started looking at, this will be
Where the attention.
turn their attention to number 2.
Right.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Really bad for extreme. Okay. What about people who don't like?
Critics.
Critics of.
Critic.
Critic of. Critic of. Perfect. Next will be players
People feel.
mm, players are the people. So that would be a double noun.
Okay. Feel. Mm,
Role of teacher.
No, not roll off. When I was visiting you guys, somebody said the correct answer. Nobody wants to give their opinion. All right. The correct answer is familiar with. Oh my gosh.
mm,
Familiar with. Okay. Number 5. Children knew about.
We're familiar with.
Oh my gosh, what did I just do? Did I write the incorrect answer in the thing they are like? Somebody said something different earlier?
Role of.
No. It's identify with.
Oh, okay. The other part of the plan.
And that one, the number 5 is familiar with.
We're familiar with.
Yes.
Identify with.
Yes. Number 4?
Identify with.
Yes.
Sure, but number 5, uh, it's 3 words.
Yeah, and I misspelled it again. We're familiar with.
Mhm.
Okay. And number 6?
Complex issue.
Yes, complex issue. There. Do you want to write your answers?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Let me know when you're finished.
I'm finished because I took a picture.
Perfect. Can I continue?
Finished. Yes.
Now, pair work. What new facts did you learn from the article? How did the information affect your views on violence in the media? Discuss with a partner. Now, all you have to do is give your opinion. Example, this is one person. Imagine this is one of your classmates. I think it's interesting that the average person sees 200,000 violent acts by the age of 18. that has to have an effect on you. And that's only an opinion. But what about you? What is your opinion? All right, let's go in session so you can share your opinions with your groups, please. Hello, there you are. Are we ready?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, not yet.
No? Okay, perfect. Listening and speaking. They're just games. Listen to part of a lecture about violence and the media. Choose the best phrase to complete the summary of the speaker's argument. You're going to listen to the argument, to the lecture, and then you will complete the sentence. And you will choose from these options A, B, or C. Now let's listen.
Page 27. Lesson D. A bad influence. 3. Listening and speaking. They're just games. A. Listen to part of a lecture about violence and the media. Choose the best phrase to complete the summary of the speaker's argument.
There is a lot of concern these days about violence in our media. Some psychologists who study this issue argue that violence on TV, in movies, and in music is responsible for making people more violent in their thoughts and actions. Take, for example, violent video games. The problem with video games, researchers say, is that playing them makes people feel more violent and behave more aggressively towards others. Violent video games are the main cause of violent crime and other social problems. But can this be true? And what are the facts? Well, let's look first at the statistics. Over the last 25 years, there has been a huge increase in the sales of video games in the US, as well as in other countries. However, during that time, the number of violent crimes that are committed by young people has actually fallen. In fact, youth crime in the US is the lowest it has been for over 30 years. This suggests that there is no clear link between playing video games and committing violent crime. Second, the majority of young people play video games. Research shows that around 90% of boys and 40% of girls are gamers. However, the majority of young people are not violent and do not commit antisocial acts. So the numbers do not add up to the claim that violent entertainment makes people violent. Now, critics say that games desensitize people to killing. But games are games, and reality is reality. People, including young people, can tell the difference between fact and fiction. Every day they learn lessons about right and wrong from their families, school, and society. For them, these games are just that, games. Now, it is possible that violent video games may have an impact on some people. They may have some influence on people who are already aggressive or violent, or who live in difficult situations. However, there is no evidence that video game playing turns normal people into killers. Let's not forget either that around 60% of gamers are adults. As an adult, surely I have the right to choose what to watch and play. This is a complex issue, but we really shouldn't worry too much that violence in video games, movies, and TV is making our kids more violent.
Okay, that was a little extensive, huh? What is your opinion? What do you think does the speaker say? There is a link, there is no proof, or there are a number of links. Would
Well,
you
I
like
think
to
that
elaborate?
he's trying to say that is letter B, that is no proof of a link.
There's no proof? Would you like to listen again, guys?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah? All right, let's listen again.
Page 27. Lesson D. A bad influence. 3. Listening and speaking. They're just games. A. Listen to part of a lecture about violence and the media. Choose the best phrase to complete the summary of the speaker's argument.
There is a lot of concern these days about violence in our media. Some psychologists who study this issue argue that violence on TV, in movies, and in music is responsible for making people more violent in their thoughts and actions. Take, for example, violent video games. The problem with video games, researchers say, is that playing them makes people feel more violent and behave more aggressively towards others. Violent video games are the main cause of violent crime and other social problems. But can this be true? And what are the facts? Well, let's look first at the statistics. Over the last 25 years, there has been a huge increase in the sales of video games in the US, as well as in other countries. However, during that time, the number of violent crimes that are committed by young people has actually fallen. In fact, youth crime in the US is the lowest it has been for over 30 years. This suggests that there is no clear link between playing video games and committing violent crime. Second, the majority of young people play video games. Research shows that around 90% of boys and 40% of girls are gamers. However, the majority of young people are not violent and do not commit antisocial acts. So the numbers do not add up to the claim that violent entertainment makes people violent. Now, critics say that games desensitize people to killing. But games are games, and reality is reality. People, including young people, can tell the difference between fact and fiction. Every day they learn lessons about right and wrong from their families, school, and society. For them, these games are just that, games. Now, it is possible that violent video games may have an impact on some people. They may have some influence on people who are already aggressive or violent, or who live in difficult situations. However, there is no evidence that video game playing turns normal people into killers. Let's not forget either that around 60% of gamers are adults. As an adult, surely I have the right to choose what to watch and play. This is a complex issue, but we really shouldn't worry too much that violence in video games, movies, and TV is making our kids more violent.
All right, what do you think now?
I think letter C.
Let's see. What about the rest of you guys? A, B, or C?
I think
I
letter
think
A.
letter C.
Letter C. Is that it? No more answers?
I think letter A.
Letter A?
Yes.
Okay. The correct answer is B.
I think B.
There is no proof of a link between violence in the media and crime. That's what the lecture said. Now, let's take a look at some questions about this lecture, about what you just heard. Listen again and circle the correct option to complete the information about the lecture. Number one, the speaker agrees or does not agree that violent entertainment makes people aggressive. What do you think?
Doesn't agree.
Doesn't agree.
Number two,
Drop.
drop. Number three,
40.
40% agree.
40.
four,
Can.
positive or negative?
Positive.
And 5.
No evidence.
No.
No.
No evidence. Wow, guys. Perfect. That's excellent. Do you have any questions?
No, teacher.
No.
I was going to send
No.
you sessions, but you got the correct answer. So it's good. Would you like to take a picture or can I continue with the next slide?
And continue.
Continue.
Thank you. Now, discuss the questions and give reasons for your answers. What time is it? 47. Let's go for about 5 minutes. Wow. And please ask and answer the questions with your classmates, okay? Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
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 Where is it? Right here.